Poor Harry got fired from BetterUp and lost his Montecito residency. Action. Poor Harry just got fired from BetterUp and lost his Montecito residency. Hello, friends. Welcome to breaking royal news about the notorious hypocritical couple, Harry and Meghan Markle, on our Kate Middleton and the Queen News Version 2 channel. Harry was expelled by Alexei Robichaud from the BetterUp residence in San Francisco, and Meghan sold the Montecito mansion. Do you believe it? According to a recent story, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle may be experiencing serious issues behind closed doors. In addition to the widespread suspicion that they may be getting a divorce, one article contends that they may have already sold them to Cito Mansion. This is due to the fact that they have been struggling to pay their $14 million mortgage. However, if they are separating or have already separated, I think they have to wait until a reasonable amount of time had passed from the airing of Harry and Meghan, a love story, to announce it. Otherwise, that doc would seem even more fake than it already is. One commenter, I just have such a hard time picturing them actually divorcing. I could see her embracing the whole divorce for attention plan, and he just goes along with whatever she tells him to do. But on the flip side, she's definitely stupid and narcissistic enough to think she's the one who everyone is interested in, and he's the loser dragging her down. So if they do divorce, I'd love to be a fly on the wall as her business managers and agents try to explain to her that there are no big-time offers coming in because no one wants to work with her. And then they serve her with a past-due bill and tell her she's on her own until she pays up. Meanwhile, Harry will just be smoking weed and lying around a beach pad somewhere. No real friends, and all connections to his family were severed for good. What a toxic duo. Their futures are bleak as shit no matter what they decide to do. According to Page 6, an informant alleges that Prince Harry has been living apart from his wife Meghan and their two children, Archie and Lily, and that they have already sold their Montecito property. According to the source, it's unclear whether the house has been sold, although I had heard a few weeks ago that he was residing somewhere. It's been said for a while that he sleeps elsewhere. That's a sign to me that they're on separate terms. She'll hold on to him until he's no longer useful and then discard him. It seems to be near as he has not scored any deals without her, thus making himself seem useless, as his name is also not opening doors like before. Many people believe that their problems started when they were unable to continue paying for the Montecito house. Afterward, Meghan settled into a leased cottage on Oprah's property. Prince Harry has been staying in a variety of hotels and motels in the interim. Since they couldn't originally afford it, they've been secretly trying to sell their house for the past year or two. King Charles gave them the money they needed to do so. Harry reportedly presently resides in a West Hollywood resort hotel that caters mostly to LGBT guests, according to a recent leak from a source close to BetterUp co-founder Alexei Robichaud. It's important to note that he is apparently childless since he was kicked out of his San Francisco townhouse after his alleged employment with BetterUp didn't pan out. Reportedly, Harry's replaced Invictus's licensed mental health providers who specialize in treating veterans who have PTSD following catastrophic combat injuries with BetterUp expert life coaches. Anyone can call themselves an expert life coach because there are literally no requirements. This was BetterUp's only reason to pay him $1 million in salary. They wanted Invictus to showcase how they can underbid real mental health professionals for defense contracts. Ironically, the Unsussexfuls used bozo trolls to demonetize the channel real war hero Trevor Colt created to raise money for a charity that has real mental health specialists who help veterans with PTSD gratis. It happens at a time when Meghan Markle is upsetting her Montecito neighbors once more for rudeness in their neighborhood. This is due to the fact that Guy, the Duchess of Sussex's friend, was sided with her at a nearby farmer's market. Unfortunately for Guy, most farmers' markets do not allow dogs. Meghan feels as though she is exempt from the laws of society. Even though it was against the law, many people were startled that she would have her dog with her. However, Prince Harry's wife didn't appear to care as she carried on with her shopping and was unbothered by the paparazzi who were present to capture the entire incident on tape. "Doesn't surprise me," several of them said. Given her fury, it's probably simply simpler to give in to her sense of entitlement. I keep seeing that she adores this beagle. What became the 2 other dogs she popped, and the Archie doll that fell from his carrier while they strolled through the woods? And when do the kids get to travel anywhere with the animals? Of course, the Duchess doesn't believe in following the rules, therefore nothing she does ever makes sense. She obviously believes she can accomplish anything, which is why she was unsuccessful within the British royal family. It's interesting that Meghan and Harry haven't been seen with the kids despite being in Los Angeles or Santa Barbara. They haven't been observed doing any usual parenting activities, such as going to the store, visiting parks, seeing a doctor, or attending appointments. The couple's noticeable lack of mention of their kids has led people to worry about their welfare and how they're managing while their parents appear to be traveling the globe. The Sussexes, meanwhile, are apparently on their way out as the pair recovers from recent setbacks. The Sussexes have apparently been ignored by Joe Biden after being passed over by the Emmys and losing their Spotify partnership in recent months. Whoa! The request, according to commentator Daniela, seemed like a full-fat Sussex ruse. They may have flown the royal coup, she said, but they still appear to believe they are entitled to the lucrative perks of a career as a royal employee. Not sure divorce is imminent, but there is trouble growing in the Olive Garden. They may be miserable together, but putting on a united front appears to be the plan, at least for now. She's going to wait it out until she learns whether anyone will give her the time of day and a paying contract. I do believe that if nothing pans out, then she is going to go after him full force to try to get as much out of him as possible. Pursuing separate interests isn't a sign of divorce. Megsy manifesting getting screen roles and Harry's supposed trip to Africa having separate projects means they will be so busy they hardly see each other or even spend time together. This is an age-old way to stay married without living together. Rumor has it that Meghan is also waiting to see if Harry wins the IPP status. That would make a massive change in their current situation. Let's see. Harry can't apply through the courts for an IPP status, because to be IPP you have to be either ambassador, consul, president, prime minister, secretary general of the UN, president of the European Union, or pope. Do you see Harry being any of that? No, Harry is none of that. Charles can't name Harry any of it. Harry cannot aspire to any of the positions that correspond to an IPP. But also, if Harry had them, it means he would have a diplomatic visa. The diplomatic visa would prevent him from making deals like those of Netflix. Harry could not do any business, as it is illegal to do so, and he, Meghan, and his family would depend on a salary set by Parliament. The Governor of Canada, who represents the King in that country, earns a salary of $342,100 annually. Do you think Meghan would put up with that? Harry demands that the British government pay for his security, but Harry's claim is only limited to the UK. That is, that they give him security when he is in the UK. The government is under no obligation to pay for Harry's security outside of the UK. And Harry can't demand that happen. He can't even demand that his father pay him security. And he cannot sue in the UK so that when he is in the USA, the US government will pay for his security. It does not work like this. And Harry doesn't qualify as IPP. He's not IPP. Now, the one who is IPP is William, Prince of Wales. But Harry is not Prince of Wales. He is just another son of a monarch. And there are several in the USA, and none are IPP, none qualify as IPP. Harry won a few small lawsuits against newspapers. That is not relevant at all. It is one more that sues the press, and there is a line to do that. But the security case is against the government and the British state. Why do you think a judge would say, sure, you have to pay Harry for security, the $4 million a year he spends for his little wife to go out and buy fresh flowers? Harry has no way of winning that case without it meaning that the judge has to give well-founded explanations to agree with him. And already, the judge only allowed Harry to consult why he can't plead directly to Ravek. The judge won't budge on them giving Harry what Harry wants. Harry is only the second son of the king. It is not important. From another angle, it is said that she is in pure manic panic mode, manifestations left and right. I think that they are legally separated but not officially divorced. I think that they are in some type of holding pattern. I think there is a specified announcement date deadline. I have this weird idea that she wants to have had time to secure a new deal of sorts before the actual divorce. She is acknowledging that she is nothing without him. I think that they are close to the reveal execution date, and she has no deal in place, thus the panic. I truly believe that Harry is discarding her. She needs him. He doesn't need her. Therefore, they are not getting divorced. Meghan can't get divorced. That would mean Kate won. Because suppose Meghan becomes a millionaire, does that mean that Meghan will finally be able to grace the covers, that she will be an A-lister? No. Is she going into the Hamptons? No. She won't go to the Oscars if she marries a millionaire because she will be seen as a gold digger and get gold digger treatment. She is not Jackie Kennedy. Jackie married Onassis for money. Everyone knew it. Onassis knew it. But it was Jackie Kennedy, a symbol of elegance, the great former First Lady. And Harry can't get divorced. That would be the same as agreeing with William, Charles, Philip, Lady Susan, all his ex-friends, the press, and the people on this forum. It's too much for Harry's ego to have to admit that we were all right, except him. Those two will still be married. They are going to end up cheating on each other, but they are not going to get divorced because both of them would have to admit, worldwide, that they are failures, that it was all a farce, and that William and Kate were always right. Meghan would rather die than do that. Here is another biggest clue. Meghan's smear campaign blaming Harry and the royal family for everything will peak, especially blaming Harry. Smear campaigns begin the second a narcissist meets their victim, like gathering info and learning all about them, their friends, and their family. One large part of her smear campaign against him was Spare. She had a lot to do with that book. But I think the smear campaign hasn't quite peaked yet. There will be much more coming out, like this weekend's documentary, Meghan, Famous but Friendless, which blames Harry and marrying into the royal family rather than her own behavior. Remember, those of us who research and put a lot of critical thinking into Harry and Meghan represent a very small fraction of the public. Most of the public do not. They don't care. They don't see the danger that someone like Meghan poses to society. And the majority of people believe headlines, even when they don't read the article attached to those headlines. Our society has been taught for at least 200 years to listen and believe, especially since the Industrial Revolution. Corporations and governments do not want us to think for ourselves, so most people trust the media without even being aware of it. Believing is confidence without clarity. In our society, people will believe things rather than admit, I don't know. They'd rather believe in something that they have no clarity on rather than admit ignorance. But the only way to learn is to admit ignorance. People in our society confuse the meanings of intelligence, ignorance, and knowledge. Knowing is very different from beliefs. Knowing is not just about court of law facts, but being able to see reality from experience. So the reason why Meghan puts out so many puff pieces and documentaries like the Famous and Friendless one is because they work. The propaganda convinces the general public that it's Harry's fault in a very covert and manipulative way. Meghan is known for changing reality, changing meanings of words, and changing facts. But I don't think her puff pieces will get overtly nasty in the way some would think, but that doesn't mean they won't be manipulative, full of gaslighting, because she still has control of him and will have short spurts of love bombing to make the divorce go the way she wants. In other words, I think she will convince Harry that she just wants the best for both of them, and he'll believe her until the actual divorce, where she will use all of the ammo she's attained against him, and most of the public will be manipulated enough to be on her side. In that documentary, there are several people who outright blame her bad luck on marrying into the royal family, and they say how she ghosted them with smiles on their faces as if they understand. One actually said that she understood, completely ignoring Meghan's bad behavior. What do you think about the divorce rumors between Harry and Meghan Markle? Let us know your thoughts below in the comments section. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.